All right, so the markets didn't actually like the FOMC meeting yesterday. You can see it by these candles that took us straight down towards the FOMC meetings. And now we got Bitcoin at 102,000. You got the altcoins on a pretty red day, and you've got meme coins absolutely collapsing. I mean, just look at PopCat. PopCat now is down. At the bottom, it was down 65% from the time I told you guys it's probably a good time to start exiting these coins. The truth is, though, that I think that the markets are overreacting, and I think that the markets are not seeing the wood for the trees, and therefore I think that this market's actually going to bounce. So I'm going to show you what my thesis is, why I think that this may actually be a buying opportunity, but not for everything. It's going to be a buying opportunity just for certain things, and I'm going to show you exactly what I'm buying. I have started to nibble. I'm going to show you exactly what I'm starting to buy, why I'm starting to buy it. It's going to be a good show. It's going to be a fun show. So let's go, guys. The markets didn't like that FOMC last night. I loved it, but I was drunk. So it was a crazy thing. Jeez, this morning I've been. I don't know how many of you know. So this is a green drink. It's called 𝗲𝗏𝗏 cream soda. We get it in South Africa. It's called the hangover ambulance. Basically, it's like the green ambulance. We drink it after when we have a hangover. That's pretty much where I am today. Let me know if you guys were on the stream last night. It was a lot of fun. Let's analyze exactly what happened yesterday. Why the markets are responding the way that they are responding. Show you what I'm buying, show you one or two new projects that I think are really worth looking at. Hang out, let's have some fun. It's actually like our third last show of the year. You know that next week I'm not here. From next week until January, I'm not here. I'm going to go on vacation. I will be here if something happens or if there's a screaming buy, I'll check in, but otherwise I'll be on front runners on the Discord, and I think our last show will actually be Sunday. I'll do one more show on Sunday, and that'll be the last show that we do this year together, the last official show that we do this year together. It's been an amazing year with you guys, I must say. It's been an absolutely amazing year. We've made money, we've made friends, we've built communities. There's an amazing announcement coming out for us next year, which will include you guys as well. Massive announcement. So listen, if you're not already subscribed, last couple of chances this year to be one of the 1.1, every time I say that, 1.135 million. Just can't believe how far we've actually come this year, thanks to you guys. Also, remember, I do this because I love you guys and because I love getting likes. So just smash the like button, and then let's get this show on the road. Let's actually go through what happened to the markets, what the markets are actually thinking, why they're actually thinking. I see you've put the Christmas boxes up. So does that mean we're giving away Christmas boxes today again, sir? Oh, we had a winner. I want to show you something. We actually had a winner in yesterday's Christmas box. This is the dude. I wanted him to come on the show. Never came on the show.
Hey, Ren and Banter team. Sorry that I couldn't join the live stream today. Just wanted to say thank you for the amazing Christmas gift you made. Another special thanks to 𝗕𝗢𝗥𝗘. Because of him, I created the BitGet account 2 days ago for my personal use. So have a great day and amazing bull run.
Another satisfied community member got $5,000. Remember, you can still qualify. Just sign up below to any of the links. We'll draw the Christmas box later today. You see, I've got my hat over here. That means that we're going to be drawing Christmas boxes later today. And then you may be a winner. And I think one of the boxes has huge prizes in today. That's what I hear. Anyway, let's go. You vote the boxes. Let's go. So what happened last night? Well, for one, we know the markets didn't like what happened on the FOMC meetings. And it wasn't only the crypto markets, it was actually the stock markets as well. $1.5 trillion was wiped out of stocks in one day, which is massive. It's about half the market cap of crypto wiped out of stocks in one day. Now, I just want to remind you of something. When we went into the FOMC meeting yesterday, we said a neutral FOMC is an FOMC which says 25 basis point rate cut and 3 rate cuts in 2025. So our base case, our expectation was the fact that we were going to get 3 rate cuts in the next year and 1 rate cut today. Then came the dot plot. And this is where the FOMC meeting kind of went pear-shaped. Because if you look at the dot plot, which is this thing over here, you can see that the majority of the Fed members actually said that there's going to be 2 rate cuts by the end of 2025 versus the 3 rate cuts that we were actually expecting. And that was the beginning of the hawkish tone that actually sent the meeting apart. But if you break it down to its most granular form, we actually got everything that we wanted to get, except one thing, except that the market was expecting the rates to go down to 3.4%, which is where they were in September. And on this dot plot, because Because remember, the dot plot's only done every quarter. So the last time the dot plot was done was in September. Now in December, it's done again. And so what you can see is that in this dot plot, the median Fed funds forecast is actually 0.5% higher for 2025, 2026, and 0.25 for 2027. And that was the only hawkish part of the actual FOMC meeting, and that's the part that the market didn't like. I think what the market didn't like is the market said, hold on a second. In the past, and this is from September, Powell has always said we have inflation under control. So this is Powell's tone.
Over the past 2 years, the labor market has cooled from its formerly overheated state. Inflation has eased substantially from a peak of 7% to an estimated 2.2% as of August.
So that was Powell in September. And I think what the market didn't like is that now he sounds like this.
Inflation has eased significantly over the past 2 years, but remains somewhat elevated relative to our 2% longer run goal. Estimates based on the Consumer Price Index and other data indicate that total PCE prices rose 2.5%.
So the market's kind of saying, hold on a second, you told us that you had inflation under control. Now you're saying, hold on, inflation's going up, we don't really have it under control, and we have to then keep rates higher for longer. And that's what the market didn't like, and that's why both the stock market and the crypto markets actually reacted badly. The stock markets, as you can see, a very big red candle over here. But again, opened up today 1.68% up on the Dow Jones. Crypto got a bit of a double whammy, right? So we were doing okay. We were okay. And then we got this big red candle on volume, you see? That was the big red candle. Now, interestingly enough, what happened there was like one reporter asked Powell about Bitcoin. Now, this is exactly what happened. Here we go.
Assets that have been buoyant. Do you see any value or benefits in the U.S. government building a reserve of Bitcoin?
We're not allowed to own Bitcoin. The Federal Reserve Act says what we can own, and we're not looking for a law change. That's the kind of thing for Congress to consider, but we are not looking for a law change at the Fed.
So as soon as that happened, that sent Bitcoin from about $103,000 all the way back down to about $100,000, and actually it went to 98.5. A lot of people interpreted this as if the strategic reserve can't happen. Now, for those people who thought that, let's just understand where we're at. Trump's not even in power yet. He hasn't even been inaugurated yet. He is the one that's bringing the strategic reserve. I highly doubt that Joe Biden, Kamala Harris, and the Democrats are going to go there and say, look, we know Trump's coming in. So what we're going to do is we're going to pave the way for him, and we're going to start changing the act that allows the Fed to actually buy Bitcoin and put Bitcoin on their balance sheet. I mean, what were you thinking? Obviously, Powell is going to answer honestly. And he did. He said, look, the Fed can't keep Bitcoin on their balance sheet. The act doesn't allow them to do it. Yes, but we're going to have to change the act. That is what the whole putting the Bitcoin strategic reserve thing in place is all about. It's about changing the act so that the treasury would be the one that would actually buy Bitcoin, by the way. So that is what happened to Bitcoin. And that's why Bitcoin got a bit of a smack yesterday. But we're still firmly in this uptrend. Like we dipped below it. We didn't close below it. Firmly in the uptrend. So nothing to worry about. We did see about $800 million worth of liquidations in the FOMC meeting, so you got to be careful. The main thing is that if you look at the difference here, you'll realize that we had a lot of liquidations, not like crazy numbers of liquidations, but that's where we were yesterday in terms of liquidations. But the liquidations were only on leverage, because if you look at the on-chain data, this is the on-chain data versus so on-chain is the real data, and the liquidations data is the leverage. So it's leverage versus actual liquidations. And what you can see is that on the leverage, people got liquidated. But on chain, in other words, the hodlers, the actual hodlers, they ain't getting liquidated. They ain't getting liquidated. They ain't leaving. They had to stay. Not only that, if we look at the ETF, now this is a little bit skewed data. The ETFs actually did buy $275 million worth of Bitcoin yesterday. But remember that this was probably mostly bought before the FOMC meeting and before all the mess. So I think the real test happens today. Let's see if the institutions land up buying the dip, or whether the institutions say, oh, we're scared, we're getting out of Bitcoin now. That's pretty much what the test is that we need to be looking at today. I did mention to you that we had the stock markets. I mean, you can see it over here. This is the Dow Jones. Dow Jones actually had quite a bad run. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 days. 10 down days. 10 down days, which made the Dow Jones down about 7%. And actually, if you look at where the Dow Jones is, we are now back at the point where we were in October, or 20th of September. So Dow Jones rewound about 3 months with this correction. And I actually think that this is a very, very, very healthy correction in the stock market. Because the one thing you got to remember is that the stock markets have had a hell of a year, right? Like if you look at I mean, this is not normal for stock markets. You know, like for crypto, yeah, okay, we can go up 100% in a year, no problem. But if you look at, let's just quickly just find the start of the year. So it's about here. So if you look at the stock markets, Dow Jones up 15% this year. That's quite a lot, right? That's quite a lot. If you look at the S&P 500, I mean, also if you zoom out and you look at the S&P 500 for this year, let's actually go on to the weekly. It just makes it a lot easier. So that is where we started the year on the S&P 500, and we are now up 57.5% after yesterday's correction in the stock markets. And so I think that this is actually a very good shakeout for the stock markets, right? And what we can be thankful for is that the Dow Jones has been going down for the last 10 days quite aggressively for stock markets. Bitcoin's holding and doing very well and actually continuing to climb, right? Same thing over here. You can see that if you look at the fear and greed in the stock markets, they've had their shakeout. They are now at extreme fear, but they've had their shakeout, or they're having their shakeout. Crypto hasn't had the shakeout yet. We're still at extreme greed, right? So there's a little bit of a disconnect between the stock market and the normal things and the normal market. Right now, crypto still very, very, very high. Stock market very, very, very fearful. And so I think that this was a healthy correction. I do want to say one thing here, right? Or I do want to summarize this by saying one thing. The first thing is, stock markets and crypto have been exploding for over a year with interest rates and with high interest rates, and you're worried that they're going to stop pumping because the Fed won't cut by as much as you heard someone say they should. Seek help. Basically, I think this guy's right. He's saying, look, remember the markets are forward-looking, but this was all about like one potential rate cut with the Fed, with Trump still not in power yet. Like, guys, perspective. Another thing that we need to look at is that everything, what Powell basically told us yesterday, he said, look, the economy is good, the labor markets are good, there's a slight increase in inflation, but the growth in the country is very hard. In fact, when we got the GDP numbers, the GDP numbers grew at 3.1% annual versus 2.8%. So the US is still growing way faster than expected. So, okay, so maybe we're not going to get the interest rates declining as fast as we thought. We're still going to get declining interest rates. And the economy in the United States is still healthy. And they avoided a recession, because this is not a recession. This is like the exact opposite of a recession. So all in all, I think the markets very, very, very much overreacted yesterday. And I think that this dip is actually going to bounce. I think I tweeted it yesterday. For those of you who are not following me on Twitter, probably the highest alpha account in the world at the moment, I would say. Second to Josh's account. This is the highest alpha account in the world. I said it bounced at around 101,500. It did go slightly lower than that. I won't lie to you. But I did say at about this level, probably a good time to start bidding in the short term. I do think that at some point we're going to get a real correction. We haven't had a proper correction. But if you look at the RSIs as they are looking at here on the 4 hours, I'll quickly show you on the charts over here. Let's just go onto a 4-hour chart and quickly get the RSIs for you. The RSI is pretty much reset, ready to rock and roll, ready to go back up. And so I think that this shows us that we're actually going to get a bounce. So that is the Bitcoin situation. Let's quickly go on to the altcoin situation, because one of the things that we spoke about yesterday was we said we could get alt season. And I said, I don't really think we're going to get alt season. And we defined alt season as the part in the cycle where the Fed decides to actually start tightening loosening their balance sheet. In other words, putting more money into circulation by increasing their balance sheet, right? So we thought that may come, and I kind of said to you guys, I don't think it's going to come yesterday, but let's keep our eyes and ears peeled for that announcement. Didn't come. What we did get, though, is we did get the 25 bips rate cut, And now probably 91.4% chance that there's going to be no rate cut at the next FOMC in January. But that could mean that in January they're going to announce they're going to start increasing their balance sheet again and putting more money into circulation. And that, for me, would be the beginning of the real alt season. So maybe something that we can say is that the real monster alt season only going to probably start sometime between 29th Jan and 19th of March. So it can be one of those two dates. I'd be very surprised if they left it until May, specifically with Trump actually in power. This one, a little bit close after Trump's inauguration. It's only 9 days after inauguration, but hell, you never know. You never know. You never, ever know. There could be a lot of pressure on the Fed to actually do it, even though the Fed is independent. Yeah. But the Fed's independent. We know that the Fed's not independent. I do think that altcoins are in a very healthy structure at the moment. I do think the altcoin season starts in Jan. If you look at both other halving years, the altcoin season started. So in 2017, it started actually in March or April, which would mean the second meeting. In 2021, it started in Jan. So sometime between March and Jan, I do believe that we actually get the alt season. You can see for this metric, I'm just taking the altcoins divided by the Bitcoin price. That's what I'm doing here. And I'm kind of looking at that chart over here. From a dominance point of view, actually quite an interesting pattern on the dominance, which Sheldon actually pointed out to me this morning when I joined the show. But if you look at every FOMC, dominance goes up into FOMC and then down. And then again, up into FOMC and then down. And then again, up into FOMC and then down. And in all of those times, Bitcoin's done this, but we have been above this trend. Now we've broken down below this trend. Dominance went up before the FOMC. Maybe dominance will now start turning, and then we'll start forming a lower high over here like that. So you can see now, if you look at the dominance chart, which is, we could just get us a dominance chart. Here we go. Actually, let's not kill that chart. We want that chart. That's an important chart. So let's look at the Bitcoin dominance, BTC.D. So you can see it's slightly elevated now, 58.4. Let's see if we get the repeat of that pattern, and then we actually start getting the altcoins going down. If I were to put my money on it, I would say that that's exactly what's happening. I also think that total 2 is now going to break above this all-time high. You can see we are very, very, very close to all-time high. We tested it. We got rejected. Normal to get rejected, of course. You never get rejected. You never just go through on the first attempt. Got rejected. Now we carry on actually moving. So that is the move in Bitcoin and the move in the altcoins. Let's just quickly check on the stock markets, because the stock markets have now opened. Okay, Dow Jones is up 1.72%. Good day for the Dow Jones. The S&P 500 is up 1%. So you see the stock market's already starting to shake it off. Bitcoin slightly down, but you know what? I'm bullish. You know, the one chart that is really due for a turnaround is this Dixie. 108 last time I looked. Dollar strong. The dollar strong because people think rates are going to be 108.059. That's a strong dollar. So let's see what happens on this dollar. Let's see what happens on this dollar. I think it's going to turn around, unless that's a cup and handle. No, is that? No, that's not a cup and handle. I mean, if it is a cup, it's like one of those cups I was drinking out of yesterday. Okay, so let's talk about that. I do want to talk about some. Look, I don't think altcoins are very, 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 very cheap yet, and so I'm not going all in on altcoins right now. Although I have bought a couple of altcoins. I want to show you what I've bought. Actually, want to see if this buy has actually gone through. No, it hasn't. Flip it, man. You see my order here is still open, but now the price has run away without me. Oh, there we go. Okay, we'll talk about that. We'll talk about this buy in a second. Altcoins. So the one sector of altcoins, which is I wouldn't be rushing into many sectors, but the one sector of altcoins that I actually would be looking at right now is actually the meme coins. To be honest, I'm not a meme coin guy. I mean, I have got meme coins. I've closed a lot of my meme coin positions. But the one sector that is really away from its all-time highs is the meme coins. Most of the altcoins have had a slight correction, but the meme coins are down a lot. Like, I mean, just look at WIF is down 52%, Peanut is down 66%, Naira is down 63%, 61%. I saw this tweet from Miles, and this is what actually triggered for me that, you know, maybe it's time to maybe start nibbling a little bit more into meme coins, where he says, is this an end of an era or a massive opportunity? And, you know, when people are talking about the end of an era, it just shows you that the truth is when it comes to meme coins, it is like most people know it's the end of an era. Most people know it's going to end. When you think about blockchain technology, you never think blockchain technology is going to end. You'd never say like, oh, is this the end of an era for Bitcoin? It's not the end of an era for Bitcoin. But for meme coins, it feels like even the most bullish people around meme coins, because Miles has been significantly he's been one of the big bulls around meme coins. And now he's talking about, is this the end of an era? Which means that psychologically in their heads, the meme coin investors know that the meme coin game is going to end. So now it comes down to your conviction. If you are a meme coin believer and you have conviction in meme coins, then maybe now is a good time to start buying. I mean, remember I told you this was going to be the top for PopCat? It is. I mean, it turns out that this was very much the top for PopCat. It is now down 65%. So if you have conviction, when a token is down 65%, you buy the token. If you have conviction around WIF is down 55%. If you have conviction. Pengu as well. Pengu is currently 29.52. If you have conviction around meme coins, I bought this when I was drunk last night on the stream. I don't know what the hell I was doing there. Anyway, if you have conviction around meme coins, then this is your sign. 66% people talking about the end of an era, the end of the meme coin era. That is what when people are starting to really doubt whether meme coins are going to survive, and most paper hands actually get shaken out. So, if you are a meme coin investor or you really have conviction in meme coins, full disclosure, I'm not really buying meme coins. I'm playing one or two just for fun. I'm not buying meme coins because the truth is, there's so many cool opportunities in crypto right now. Why would I put money to work in meme coins when the risk is so high, right? Like, there's so many good, like when the markets were moving sideways and nothing was actually happening, great, let's go play meme coins because we want return, we want dopamine, we want to make money. But now the real markets have actually started to run. The opportunities are so big. Why would I put money in meme coins? Yes. Maybe in the short term, I'll end up making money, but I'm not here for the short term. I'm here for the long term. And because I'm here for the long term, I don't want to be buying things where it's going to be the end of an era. I want to be buying things that I can hold for multi-cycle and they're going to change the way the world works, right? And so for me, meme coins were fun. I'm playing a little bit on the meme coins just because I like dopamine, because I'm not a computer, I'm a person. I'm not one of these AI agents. I'm a human, and I'm like half of why I do this is because I do this for the dopamine and for the fun. But I'm not taking meaningful positions in meme coins. I'm taking meaningful positions in protocols that I actually think may make an impact in this technology. And the reason why I'm saying that is because, look, we're in a unique position where we are early and we understand a technology and we can make an impact in an asset class which is going to change the world forever. It's going to bring financial freedom to the world. It's going to bring decentralization to the world, right? It's going to bring cheap transactions to the world. It's going to bring the ability to create and send value to the world. Now, if that's the opportunity that lies ahead of me, and I've got a limited amount of money, the question is, what do I want to invest my money in? Do I want to try and beat the casino? And this is really beating the casino, right? That means you know that eventually the era here is going to end. Even the biggest bulls here know that the era is going to end. Do I want to be trying to time the end of a short era, or do I want to be investing in protocols that are actually going to change the world? You need to make your own decisions, right? Like, you need to make your decision. I've made my decision. My decision has been, I'm going to play some of them just for fun, just for the bounce. I doubled my PopCat position just because I was so far down and I want to try and catch the bounce up so that I can exit the position at some point. But that's really one of my only meme coin positions. Okay, I've got some Sui meme coin positions. I've got Lofi and a couple of others. But otherwise, I'm not wasting my time on the meme coins because there's so many better things on the market right now. I'd rather be taking you guys into the better. You want to go to the casino? You want to play meme coins? To be honest, you don't need me for that, right? Like, you can go and buy 𝗥𝗢𝗥𝗑 and PopCat and Mudang and whatever else. I can't give you any alpha about those. Like, what's the alpha that I can give you? The one's a hippo, the one's a 𝗥𝗢𝗥𝗑, the one's a cat with an open mouth. Like, I can't give you alpha. Alpha is when I can show you protocols that are actually going to change the world that you don't actually know about, right? That's alpha. And that's what I want to be bringing to you guys. So yes, you want to play meme coins? Do it. Someone says Bitcoin's dumping. Let's all stop for 1 second. Let's watch Bitcoin dumping to $101,000, still over $100,000. Bitcoin is actually dumping. I don't think this correction is going to correct itself in 1 day. And to be honest, if it does carry on for a couple of days, great. Let's have more opportunities to be buying. Let's just have much more opportunities to actually be buying. So again, yes, right now, meme coins, good opportunity if you like the meme coin space. I think there's better things to do. I'm focusing much more of my time right now on the fundamental stuff. Right now, my best fundamental play, I think, is the Ethereum ecosystem. As I said yesterday and the day before, I think that ETH is the catch-up trade. It's the outperformance trade. I think that the ETF trade is going to catch up with ETH. You saw that there was another positive day yesterday. Small, but another positive day yesterday. So I'm looking for ETH-related alphas. And then I'm looking for narratives inside ETH that are actually going to work. So let's quickly talk about the one that I think is the biggest opportunity in crypto at the moment is definitely stablecoins, right? I think that stablecoins are going to be a massive, massive, massive push next year. I'm going to talk about that a lot more when I make a video on my 2025 trends, which will be the video that I make on Sunday, right? So I'm going to make a stablecoin video, but I think that stablecoins are going to be huge. And I'll tell you why. I think that Trump understands that if stablecoin wins, the dollar wins, right? Because if you trade in stablecoins, most transactions around the world are going to take place in the US dollar, which gives the USA a tool against its enemies, right? Because imagine the whole of Russia is now trading in USD stablecoins. It makes the dollar the strongest currency in the world, right? So for me, dollar-denominated stablecoins are going to be a massive, massive, massive bet next year. So right now, what do you do if you want to get into stablecoins? Because the two biggest issuers are USDT and USDC, Circle and Tether, right? So how do you get into stablecoins? Well, the one way to get into stablecoins is to buy Athena. Why? Because Athena is the only stablecoin on the market that is algorithmic and not really based on $1 deposited equals $1 of Athena. I think this could be the future of stablecoins. This could be the promise of what Luna was supposed to be and wasn't, but this one is actually mathematically sound. That's the first one. And so Trump continues to buy, or Trump's vehicle continues to buy, and so does Run. The next one that I'm actually looking at, and I'm going to start taking a very big position in this one right now, is actually Curve. And the reason why I'm going to start looking at Curve is because Curve is a stable coin play. Why? Because someone says, is Run falling for illogical stablecoin yield again? No, I'm not. I actually understand the maths of how the stablecoin yield actually works, and I understand the risks. I understand that they earn by staking their ETH, and they earn by loaning the perpetuals. I understand exactly how it works, and I know that the yield in a bull market is sustainable, and in a bear market, I know what their fallback is. So, Curve is the one that I'm looking at. Why am I looking at Curve? So the reason why I'm looking at Curve is because Curve is an infrastructure play where one stable coin can be swapped into another stable coin. Now picture a world where we're all holding stable coins. I'm holding USDC, you're holding USDE, Josh is holding, he's not holding it because it doesn't have any money because he spent it all. But everybody is holding US dollar denominated stable coins. Where do we swap our stable coins between one and the other? So the place to do that is Curve, right? Because Curve has the cheapest mechanism because of the liquidity pools and because of the elliptic curve that Curve uses to swap. Curve is the cheapest place to actually swap from one stablecoin to another, right? Now, this one is starting to come down a lot. This one I'm watching to actually take a position on. So that is the second one where I would actually take a position and doing it. I don't know, this Fartcoin, right? Imagine being part of TradFi and you're watching Fartcoin go to, I mean, you're working extremely hard. And then this coin called Fartcoin goes to $1 billion fully, $1.14 billion fully diluted. I think Fartcoin is the biggest fuck you we've ever given to TradFi. Because it went $0 to $1 billion in like no time. It's called Fartcoin. When they ask us, why is Fartcoin going up? Then everybody just answers the same answer because hot air rises. That's it. Like the whole of Twitter is like, why is Fartcoin going up? Because hot air rises. Okay, and it drives TradFi absolutely mad. Like the other day I went to Shkreli, Martin Shkreli. That's the guy that went to. I think he was convicted of fraud or something. He was in jail, right? Josh. Okay, so the other day he tweeted. He says, "Why is Fartcoin up? I don't see any news. It's garbage." I said, "Because hot air rises, sir. Because that's what Fartcoin is, and it's driving TradFi absolutely crazy. I don't know if you saw this."
Despite this turbulent market, you don't see me shaken because I've taken all my money and placed it safely in meme coin. Okay, I'm fine. For instance, I've put it in the very real cryptocurrency called Fartcoin.
So I don't want to keep playing that. I want to keep playing that because I will get a copyright strike because I'm using somebody else's video. But it's driving them mad. So anyway, let's go back. So You can see I've got ADD. I'm jumping from one train of thought to another train of thought, but I know you've also got a whole lot of ADD. Someone here, Paulo, when Paulo says, yes, hold on, what's going on? I don't know what he's talking about here. Hold on. Okay, so, Australia, yes, okay. I understand. Okay, so let's go back. ADD. Let's all try and focus now. Everybody try and get back onto our chain of thought. All the people with ADD, let's try go back to our chain of thought slowly. So that is my stablecoins play. Athena, Curve. There's a third one, but I don't want you to buy it now because it got a Binance listing yesterday, but I want you to keep an eye on it. And what it is, it's called Usual Protocol, okay? So this is the token. I'm telling you again, don't buy it now. The reason why I'm telling you not to buy it now is because it just got a Binance listing. And we don't usually we don't buy anything that just got a Binance listing. And as you can see, Usual Protocol just got a Binance listing, see? And then that was the candle that took Usual Protocol unusually high on the Binance listing, okay? So, what is this protocol? This protocol is a decentralized USDT or a decentralized USDC where the users actually earn the yield. So let me go through this slowly with you guys. Remember that there are two companies now that dominate the stablecoin issuance. One is USDT, one is USDC. These guys have a lot of money under management. Like I think Tether's got like $100 billion under management. And their model is that you give them dollars, they give you USDT. So they got a whole lot of dollars. Now, what do they do with those dollars? Well, they invest them in investments. And Tether generates like 7 or 8% return on their investments. So on $100 billion, they're making $7, $8, $9 billion a year. That is the business model. However, what happens is that they keep all the profits, right? And they're very centralized. So you don't know where the investments are, number one. They tell you, but you know. The second thing is that you don't share in any of the yield. So you use the stablecoin, but you don't share in any of the yield, right? And that's where Usual Protocol actually comes in. So Usual Protocol is a decentralized issuer of dollar-backed stablecoins. So just think about it like a decentralized USDT, USDC issuer. However, what they do is they actually share their rewards with their communities. Currently, they've got $1 billion under revenue. They share their rewards with the people that actually lock up the money or give them the money. And the rewards come from obviously real world asset investment. So it's really a bridge between crypto and real world asset investors. And so look, I'm not rushing to buy this one, but I do think that this is an amazing protocol. Right now, the market cap of this protocol is about $5 billion, which is why I'm not really rushing to buy it at the moment. But I do think you should keep your eyes on it, because if it does come down, then this is definitely one that I would be looking at, because I really have a thesis around stablecoins. Okay, so that is another one that I'd be looking at. I'd be looking at Athena, I'd be looking at Curve, I'd be looking at USDT, USDC, specifically because I'm bullish stablecoins, right? Those are the ones that I'd be looking at. There is another project, but I haven't managed to get my buy, so I'm going to share it with you guys so that you guys can front run me, and then, I mean, you can just think I'm a nice guy and finished, like, because I just gave you a buy, and you know, you guys are going to front run me. You can see my orders in here. You can see it's been sitting here at 58.5 cents. Didn't get any of my order. I did. I got 217,000 of 3.4 million of that I wanted. Yay! Okay, so what is this? It's called Fuel. It's a new L2. It is a Ethereum layer 2 with a modular design that is the fastest L2 in terms of execution with an optimistic rollup. That's pretty much what it is. Now, I know that sounds like a mouthful of technical shit. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to dumb it down for you guys, right? This is a protocol that raised on the last valuation with the smartest VCs in the world at $1 billion valuation. Simplistically, what is it? It's an L2 with an optimistic rollup that settles that with the fastest execution time in crypto. Okay, if you look at it, they had their last valuation, their last raise was on the 6th of September 2 years ago, and they raised at $1 billion and they raised $80 million valuation. Today, you can buy it on the market right now for $650 million fully diluted valuation. That's why I like it. And I like it because they're a very smart team. And that's why I've been trying to buy it all day. As you can see, here's my order over here. But Now it's gone. I'm going to sit here and hopefully the market comes slightly back and I can get my order. Otherwise, I think I'm just going to let this one actually ride. But why am I telling you this? Because I think that the reason why today we're going to talk only about stablecoins, but the reason why I'm telling you this is because if the VCs paid $1 billion fully diluted and they all locked up for years and years and years, and you can just come and buy this token right now in the market for $650 million, and they've kind of probably done the research, and we've done the research, we think it's a good protocol. By the way, if this one doesn't work, I'll give you Paulo's number, just because Paulo's the one that raised it. So if it doesn't work, his number is, just give me 1 second. So just give me 1 second. I have to just get his number off the thing here. Just 1 second. Okay, so Paulo's number is, why can't I see his number? Oh, let me get him off my phone. Okay. He says his number is 4206969. Funny, Paulo. Funny. Okay, I won't give you a number out, but if this doesn't work, I am going to give you a number out to everybody. All right, let's do Christmas gift time. Christmas gift time. Remember that how this works. You sign up. So you sign up here to either Bybit, BitGet, or Blofin. I get a list of all the people that have signed up over here. I select a winner every single day. Well, every single day until Sunday. Today I'm going to select this winner over here. Bybit account number 390798235. And that person wins whatever is in the boxes. Now, again, I don't know what's in the boxes. Oh God, you guys have put some more stuff in the boxes, eh? I see. They do this to embarrass me. It's cool, guys. It's cool. They do it to embarrass me. So, Bybit account number 390798235. Okay, get this. So, what box is it, guys?
Box number 2, sir.
So the winning box is box number 2. This is the trick box because there's something in it. And in this box, which by the way, you don't win. You don't win this. Oh, it's a ledger. Cool. You would have won a ledger, but you didn't win a ledger. Which is amazing. It means I can have a ledger. You didn't get box number 1. Now, in box number 1 is, let's just see what it is quickly. Remember, whatever's in here, you don't actually get it. So I don't know what it is, but we will check it out together. It's 0. Oh, it's not 0. It's a lot of money, and you didn't get it. That's quite rough, bro. You could have had $100,000. Holy shit. All right, but you do get box number 2. What's in box number 2, sir?
No idea.
No idea. The other one was $100,000. What is this? No, man. You get a $100. You know what? I'll give you an actual $100. I'll give you I mean, you can't give a person this, bro. This is toilet paper. You can't give this to someone. I'll give you an actual $100. Actually, you know what I'll do? I'll actually be even nicer. I'll give you 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'll give you $800. So what you need to do giveaways at cryptobanter.com from the email that's registered to that address. Otherwise, it doesn't count. Yeah. Lastly, before we go, how many of you actually went, like I told you, to SilentSwap? Remember I told you, this is if you want to do private transactions, this is the protocol that allows you to do private transactions. There is a link below for you guys to try and use it. I was messing around with it yesterday. I want to show you something, okay? So this is basically how it works, right? I have in this account 1.1 ETH. And I want to send that 1.1 ETH, and I'm going to send it to this account over here, which is a random account. It's our demo account that we use for the D-Bridge demo, right? So if I want to send from the one to the other, and I click on max privacy. So I go max privacy, okay, and I say I want to send 0.1 ETH, okay, recipient address not anonymous, okay. So no, actually let me do it like this so that you can see. If I go semi-private, it actually helps me make my transactions more private. Now remember, we use this exchange. The reason why we use this exchange is it's not a centralized exchange. It's a decentralized exchange. It means you always keep your money, but it helps you. It gives you. Let me just refresh this. It gives you a whole lot of ideas as to how you can make your swap more private. So this is what you want to use when you don't want people to know where to get the money to. So I've selected the source chain. I said from ETH, input token ETH, and I'm going to send the ETH to another chain over here. Okay, now earlier on it actually gave me like a window where it said this is how you can actually make it more private. So you can, let me just see if I can close. Okay, here we go. You see what it says is, it says if you want to, right now it says this is not very private. If you want to make it more private, this is how you can improve to make it more private. It says number one, you can enable max privacy. You can add additional outputs. You can use a different chain, send to different chains, and it actually helps you make the transaction way more private. So if you want to do private transactions in a decentralized way without sending it to a centralized exchange, and you want to keep custody of your money, then I think this is the only real product on the market that actually allows you to do this legally and in a legally compliant way. All right, fam. I will see you guys again tomorrow. Big banter tomorrow. Until then, trade well, my friends.